I'm Steph from Steph Gets the Boots, and today I'm reading my latest article just published yesterday. Gen X women, the lost generation? More like screwed, if you ask me. How a generation of women who should be thriving is being screwed again. I just read an interesting article in the Guardian newspaper about aging. You lose yourself inside the mental health crisis hitting Gen X women by Anita Chowdhury. By rights, we should be running the world by now. The first cohort to have grown up with widespread working mother role models, we benefited from free university education and the morning after pill, not to mention MTV and newfangled Mac computers, writes Chowdhury. So, what happened? A lot happened. We're the sandwich generation. We're raising teens, often as solo parents, because a lot of Gen X men couldn't keep up with the way things work these days. A way our mothers paved for us, but pretty much failed to bring their sons up to speed too. Which, with added difficulties such as social media horrors, the threat of AI, and a dying planet, to name but a few. Or we're raising younger kids because a lot of us had a career first and kids later, because we were told we could have it all. So that's what we're doing. We Gen X ladies learned to be good girls, remember? We're also working because we can't afford to retire, because we don't have enough money, especially those of us who had children and an interrupted or abandoned career. Partly because there is still a substantial pay gap, despite it being 2026. Our women's lib mothers did teach us the importance of being financially independent, but it still doesn't work so well in practice, especially right now with the manosphere and its ensuing patriarchal bullshit rising to new heights. We're also looking after elderly parents who are getting a lot older than previous generations. We are doing it all. And all while going through the absolute hot mess that is perimenopause. After menopause, things actually get a bit better, but we don't know that because nobody ever talked to us about this topic. So, in addition to dealing with hot flashes and the fear of losing our minds, we're also the first generation to talk about what a shit show this is if you enter it unprepared. It's not something that just happens at 50. No, it starts way sooner. But we didn't know that. Our daughters do because we tell them, and we don't want them to be in for the same shock. We raise awareness, trying to make some changes for future generations. All this takes a lot of time and effort, the benefits of which we're unlikely to reap ourselves. Although there is growing support within the sisterhood, which is beautiful to see. Talking about time and effort, we are also expected to age less than the generations before us because there is so much knowledge about fitness, nutrition, beauty treatments, etc. We're supposed to follow all of that and actually implement what we know. If we don't, we've let ourselves go. Unfortunately, due to all of the above, we don't really have the time to do face yoga in addition to military calisthenics or to unlock our fascia or awaken our kundalini, nor the money for a subtle nip and tuck. It's a lot. But before you say, well, that's just midlife, I want to point out another load that is overlooked, the emotional one. Having grown up in a time with absent mothers, yes, they were out working because they could and should, being good role models for us as described in Chowdhury's article, but absent they were. We essentially had to fend for ourselves, especially emotionally. Our mothers had been brought up by wartime mothers themselves, who had better things to do than worry about someone's feelings. And so out they went into the workforce, unwilling, unable, unaware to meet their own daughter's mental health needs, ours, especially when we were teens. Give me one Gen X woman who doesn't bear at least one ugly, jagged war wound from adolescence. We're the generation that raised itself, that learned to learn as you go, to never have to ask for help, as is repeatedly thrown at us in all those Gen X memes that currently populate newspaper articles and social media posts. The We are the strongest because we had to get tough, sort of thing. You know what I'm talking about. And now those same mothers need us to look after them. And judging by what a lot of women my age are voicing, there is a lot of resentment. They weren't there for us when we needed them, and now we're expected to be there for them? Screw that. But wait, we can't abandon them because A, good girl blood is still sludging viscously through our veins. B, we need to be role models for our own kids. And abandoning grandma isn't what we want the message to be. After all, who will look after us? And C, we love them, faults and resentment and all. They're our moms, damn it. In addition to that, most of us are raising our own kids, Gen Z and Gen Alpha, very differently, and are clued up about their mental health struggles and needs. Have you looked at the state of the world recently? And what parenting should look like? We want to do better. And that means we have to be present, show up, make time, educate ourselves, which we do while trying to do all the other shit. See above. We are, in fact, the first generation to apologize to our offspring for getting things wrong. Wild, isn't it? And because of all that, those kids are extremely clued up about their emotional and mental needs themselves, which means we can't get away with abandoning them the same way our own mothers did. They will call us out on that. They have boundaries and they know how to use them. And it's not even that we taught them, although a lot of us did. They watched us struggle, observed our interactions with our parents, and decided they didn't want to repeat that. Thank you very much. And so we cover our wounds again. We step it up for our kids. We make sure to spend enough time with our parents. We are good girls. And we let both our mothers and our kids shout at us. And we still silence the guilt we feel when we actually do say no. We are constantly pulled in all directions and stretched too thin in the middle. And unfortunately, our days still only have 24 hours. Guess who's drawn the short straw? Again. Caveat, this was written during a hot flash, after reading yet another story of some vile moron destroying his wife's life in public, while still nobody from the Epstein files has been taken to court, and listening to a 50-year-old friend vent about her mother criticizing her outfit and or weight at a family gathering. My tone is usually less sharp. But you know what? Screw that. I meant it. And the truth is that I still, with all my heart, love being a Gen X woman. Thank you.